Lucy's Diner sat on Highway 95, a chrome and neon beacon for truckers and travelers. Saturday morning, 8 members of the Thunder Knights Motorcycle Club claimed the back corner booth as usual. Their leather vests bore the club patch, their Harleys lined the parking lot. Lucy had poured their coffee for 15 years and never once had a problem. Victor Kane was cutting into a stack of pancakes when the front door exploded open with such force the bell ripped from its hook and clattered across the floor. An 8-year-old boy stumbled inside, shirt torn, one shoe gone, bare feet shredded and bleeding from gravel, face smeared with dirt and tears. "Please help," he screamed, voice raw. "He's beating my mama." The diner went dead silent. Forks froze halfway to mouths. Coffee cups hung in midair. Every eye locked on the child. While every other customer sat paralyzed, the 8 bikers rose as one man. Chairs scraped loud in the stillness. Victor crossed the room in 4 strides and knelt so he wasn't towering over the boy. "Where is she, son?" Shaking finger pointed across the highway to the Sunset Motel, a crumbling single-story strip of rooms. "Room 14. Her boyfriend. He's hurting her real bad. Please, mister." Victor looked back. 7 brothers met his eyes and nodded once. Their oath, taken the day the club was chartered, needed no discussion. Protect those who cannot protect themselves, especially kids, especially women. "Lucy, call 911 now," Victor said, already moving. The motel smelled of stale cigarettes and despair. From room 14 came the unmistakable sounds of violence. A man roaring drunk with rage, a woman sobbing and pleading, the dull thud of fists on flesh. Victor didn't knock. One steel-toed boot smashed the door clean off its hinges. It crashed against the inside wall. Rebecca Martinez lay crumpled on the filthy carpet between bed and wall, blood pouring from nose and split lip, left eye swelling shut fast. Marcus Webb, 6'4", 250, built in prison yards, stood over her, fist cocked for another blow. "That's enough," Victor said, voice calm but carrying the promise of a graveyard. Marcus whirled. "Get the hell out. This is between me and my woman." "She's not your woman anymore," Victor answered as 8 bikers poured into the tiny room, filling it shoulder to shoulder, blocking the only exit. "You made it our business the second her son begged strangers for help." Marcus sneered, veins bulging. "You think you scare me? I did hard time." He swung a wild right. Victor caught the fist mid-flight, twisted the wrist until something popped, and drove Marcus face-first into the wall. The impact rattled the mirror. Before Marcus could recover, 2 Thunder Knights had his arms pinned behind him, knees in his back. Riggs, the club's ex-army medic, dropped beside Rebecca. "Ma'am, stay with me. Where's the worst pain?" "My ribs, he kicked me," she gasped. "Tyler, where's my baby?" "Right here, mama." Tyler darted past the biker guarding the door and flung himself into her arms, careful not to hurt her worse. "I got help, mama." The bikers came. "You're safe now." Rebecca clutched her son with one arm, tears cutting clean tracks through the blood on her cheeks. She looked up at Victor with her one good eye. "Thank you, he would have killed me this time." "I know it." "Not today," Victor said. "Not ever again." Sirens screamed closer. Sheriff Tom Cruise arrived with deputies and paramedics. He knew the Thunder Knights well, annual toy runs, blood drives, never a hint of trouble in his county. Victor gave the short version. Kid ran into the diner begging for help. "We stopped a murder in progress." Cruise looked at Rebecca on the stretcher, Tyler refusing to let go of her hand, then at Marcus cuffed and snarling. He'd answered 3 prior calls to this couple. Each time Rebecca had been too terrified to press charges. "Rebecca," Cruise asked gently, "you want to press charges today?" She looked at Marcus's murderous glare, then at the solid wall of leather and muscle that had placed itself between her and harm. Something inside her straightened. "Yes," she said, voice stronger than it had been in years. "For everything he's ever done to me." Marcus thrashed against the cuffs. "I'll make bail tomorrow and I'll find you, bitch. You can't hide." Victor stepped between Marcus and the ambulance. "You won't find her. And you won't walk straight if you try." That evening Victor and 2 brothers visited the county hospital. Rebecca and Tyler finally slept, truly slept, without fear for the first time in months. Nurse Angela pulled Victor aside in the hallway. "She told me everything. 8 months of hell. She tried to leave twice. He hunted her down and beat her worse each time. She was out of places to run." "She's got places now," Victor said. "And people who don't run." When Rebecca woke, panic flared. "He always makes bail. His brother owns the bonds company." "Doesn't matter," Victor cut in, pulling a chair beside her bed. Even if he walks out that jail door, he'll have to go through every Thunder Knight first. And there are 40 of us. She stared, tears spilling again. What? You don't even know us. Victor glanced at Tyler, sleeping curled against his mother. Your boy showed real courage today. He could have hidden. He ran for help instead. We don't walk away from courage like that. That same night 23 Thunder Knights filled the clubhouse. Victor laid it out. Rebecca and Tyler needed a safe apartment, money to start over, and permanent protection until Marcus was gone for good. One younger member grumbled about cost. Victor's reply silenced the room. That child looked across a diner full of adults and chose us. He trusted men covered in tattoos and leather when every respectable person froze. We answered his call. We don't get to quit on him now. Vote was unanimous. By Monday the story led every local newscast. Lucy put a donation jar on the diner counter with Tyler's crayon drawing taped to it, a stick figure biker carrying a little boy to safety. The community filled it with $15,000 in 6 days. The club found Rebecca a secured 2-bedroom on the far side of town, installed triple deadbolts, gave her every member's phone number, and made it clear to anyone who needed to know. Touch this woman or her child and 40 bikers would arrive within minutes. Tyler drew each biker a thank you picture. Victor hung his on the fridge the moment he got home. It stayed there for years. 4 days later Marcus made bail, exactly as Rebecca had feared. He found an empty apartment, a disconnected phone, an unlisted address, and a new job inside a business owned by a patched member. Word had spread fast and loud. Harm Rebecca Martinez or her son and consequences would be immediate and permanent. Marcus tried filing a harassment complaint against the club. Sheriff Cruz read it, laughed out loud, and dropped it in the trash. Marcus left the state 2 weeks later. Last anyone heard, he was hiding somewhere in Nevada. Rebecca started waiting tables at Lucy's, full circle, with hours built around Tyler's school schedule. On the first day of 2nd grade, 8 Harleys escorted Tyler to the front doors. He walked in grinning like the happiest kid on earth. 1 year to the day after the rescue, Lucy's diner threw a celebration. Rebecca stood and spoke publicly for the first time. A year ago my son ran in here begging strangers for help. 8 men gave us our lives back. They gave us hope when we had none. Tyler walked forward carrying a framed painting. 8 motorcycles circling a woman and small boy, shielding them from darkness. In careful 8-year-old letters across the bottom. Sometimes heroes ride Harleys. He handed it to Victor. Victor knelt, eyes suspiciously bright, and hugged the boy hard. You were the real hero, Tyler. You had the guts to ask for help when it mattered most. Never forget that. Sometimes the bravest cry for help crashes through the quietest Saturday morning. And sometimes the people everyone else fears are the only ones who stand up. Real heroes answer calls they never expected to receive.